Good morning. It is Thursday, October 14th, and it is 9:53 a.m. Central Daylight Time. We are in south central Nebraska, growing some winter cover crop behind soybeans. I haven't done a video. I did one when we updated, started cutting soybeans. And we got done yesterday. 200 acres of soybeans took like, what was it, 20 days, 10 days? It's terrible, 15 at least. So, we got done yesterday about noon, got the trucks emptied, got the flex head taken off, picked up the row crop head. We got one truck at the welding shop. They're fixing, doing some welding on my grain trailer. And the other truck is down with the combine and a row head at the milo field. So we're finishing drilling cover crop today. I got the 750 no-till drill, and we're going across this. It is rough. This field, it's a short quarter. There's 143 acres of farm ground, I think. And we own 145, so that's pretty good. Most of that's road that we don't farm. So that's pretty good usually. Anyway, so we were drilling a custom mix I had made at work. It is, we're putting on 30 pounds an acre of winter wheat. We were putting on 7 pounds of hairy vetch, 2 pounds of winter rape, and about 23 pounds of Austrian winter peas. So that's what we're putting down. I'll stop here in a little bit and we'll look in the seed box, see if we can pick it out. The first field of beans I cut was 68 acres, and the third day we were cutting beans, we had a little trouble. We had a combine fire. I wanted to do a video and show you what happened. There was no damage to the combine. The next day we were cutting beans again with it. But they were just terrible dirty. They were so dirty. I got an 18-foot head is all I got on that 7720, and you could not see the right end of the head from the cab. They were that dirty. All of them. It's just terrible. So, and that fine dirt, just basically what happens, it gets stuck in there in the engine compartment, and it'd get hot enough to catch on fire. So, that day, down there on that other field, I had the fire. The wind was blowing like 20 mile an hour out of the northwest. The combine was smoldering. I took it into a neighboring alfalfa field, trying to save the soybean field. And I was trying to figure out what was smoldering on the combine, and looked over and there was flames in the soybean field. Oh no! So we were lucky. We were fairly close to the highway. So when it got to the highway, that was a fire break for the fire, and then it went south, and it got into the neighbor's corn in the pivot corner and burnt 3 or 4 acres there, cornfield up. So I probably lost 6 or 8 acres of beans. So all in all, it really wasn't that bad. 2 fire departments, and it was from an hour from the time I called, we were making sure everything was out. I mean, it was pretty good. I was impressed. So glad to have them there. So. Anyway, back to why this field is terrible rough. This thing was all pasture up until the year before we bought it, and this is the 3rd year we've owned it, or crop we've had on it. So, which kind of stinks. I'd almost rather have the pasture ground, but it does okay. Last year, of course, well, the first year we had it was the 2nd year it had been farmed. The first year it was farmed, they had milo on it, and the 2nd year when we had it, we put the east half was soybeans and the west half was corn, and it was okay. I think the corn wasn't actually, it was terrible. The corn made 70, the soybeans made 38, so they weren't bad considering everything, and it was pretty dry that year. That was 2018. It did like this year, it shut off at the end when we needed it. So And then last year, 2019, the whole thing was corn. Sorry, I got a little close. Turn around, hope the sun, I'm trying to get the sun out of you. There we go. Is that better? So, and then in 2019, the whole thing was corn. And it was pretty good corn last year. The field averaged, I think it was 157, which for us is pretty good dryland corn. I got the beans cut. I never did figure it officially, but I'm going to say 40 bushel. God dang, that sun is bright this morning. There we go. And this is rough, sorry. So 40 bushel beans, which considering we haven't had any rain to speak of since the 20th of July, I'm happy with that. If we got any rain, it'd have been 60, 65, 80. I mean, if we'd got 2 or 3 inches of rain in August, it'd have been 80 bushel beans, no doubt. So, just look at, I mean, the residue. We got 80 bushel bean residue out here. They were tiny. The seeds were so small. And we got all these nice hills to go over it. This has always been farmed pretty well north and south. A few years it's been farmed. Now I'm going east and west. My goal is I'm putting in basically test strips. I think I'm going to make about 5 rounds and go over ways to make 5 rounds until we run out of seed. The other field at 78 acres, because we had the fire, and the way it ended up, they dissed a bunch of it and stuff to get the fire out. I drilled the whole thing. I was only going to drill about 30 acres there and then do 70 up here, which would do about half of each field, acres-wise. We ended up doing the whole field down there at 68 acres. And up here we're going to do about 30 acres, or whenever we run out of seed, we're going to quit. So, and my goal is to take this tractor down, put my big grain cart on it, and take it down to the milo field. And it's not going to get a lot of harvesting done today, just because of the time frame. I'm hoping to be done here by 1 o'clock. It'll be at least 2 o'clock before I get to the milo field. And I got to quit at 4:30 to go get my daughter. So what I'm hoping to do is we'll see how things go, how the milo is yielding. I got my tandem truck down there, so I want to get it and the grain cart full. And if I can, I'd like to empty the tandem truck. We'll see if that works out. So we might even fill the combine too. And tomorrow morning I need to go. I got to do a little bit of stuff for work. I'm trying to stay towards the harvest if I can, but I got to keep that other going. I got a little bit of seed I need to get delivered. I don't know if you can see it up there. That's the 4240 and my 1210 grain cart, my fuel trailer. That grain cart, I did put a few beans on it, but it hasn't even been unloaded yet. There's still beans on it. I broke a bolt last fall. We thought it was the slip clutch went bad, but we broke a bolt that drives the vertical auger, unloading auger, so it did ruin the slip clutch, which wasn't very good when we replaced it. I found that bolt was broke, so I gotta get some help lined up. We'll get that fixed. And I don't think I'm gonna take that tractor and grain cart down south. I'm probably selling that grain cart. I don't use it. I don't need it since I bought this other truck this fall. I thought last fall when I bought my bigger grain cart, god dang it, I'm trying to get that sun out of you guys' eyes. Look at something other than just my big noggin. So here we go. This ain't too bad. Got that big grain cart because I was wanting to pay tags and insurance and stuff on another truck. Well, I bought this truck actually for about the same price that I bought my big grain cart. So I think I'm going to sell that little grain cart. I've been looking. I need my flex head. It's time. I'm going to need another one. It seems like I just wear them out. I know I'm hard on them is the biggest problem. We put them on the ground and we go. So I think I'd like to find a 25 foot That's going to be probably a pretty good load on my 7720, but I'm also looking at upgrade when the time comes. If I can get good enough heads, you know, I can, god dang it, sorry, upgrade to a bigger machine and have the heads, just keep the heads. So it seems like anytime I ever bought a combine, I always had to update heads. So maybe that's be the case still, we'll see. But yeah, so the calves are doing good. I'd like to do a video